Welcome, welcome, welcome back to an amazing episode of Dazed and Infused. This week, we get to the Emerald Cup Award ceremony at the Craneway Pavillion in Richmond, California. This is also the day that we celebrate Mila Jansen winning the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award for her contribution to the cannabis industry. A lot of great guests coming up. Have a listen. It's a little noisy in the background because this is a big crowd, but we got some great people like Mike and Aaron from Sonoma Hills Farms. We have Mila herself, and we have a couple other great guests. Should be a good listen. Enjoy, and we'll see you again here on Dazed and Infused, but listen all the way forward. We are back, and we're going to the remote mic here to make it easier to hear because it was very difficult. We're back with Mila Jansen from this morning's interview. Mila, the Queen of Hash. Say hi, Mila.
Hi, you guys.
It's already kind of crazy here, and it's really a fun time. Everybody's super happy. I've never seen someone so mobbed. You're a rock star.
I've been at it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, you and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, man, you are into it, and everybody wants to talk to you. You're selling books like a maniac. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Fantastic.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
That's great, and I'm, sorry we have to wear the ugly headphones, but you can't hear anything in here.
I know. I can't otherwise.
I know.
Too much noise.
It's too much noise, isn't it? But this is going to be a fun evening. It's still really warm here. This is very unusual for this place. And as the night goes on, we're bringing Mila, because she's right next to me here in a booth. And we'll be talking to Mila and a lot of other people. And I'm going to spin the camera around to show everyone her booth and all of the books she's selling. There they are. And we'll be back in a minute. Say goodbye to the audience, and we'll be right back.
Bye, and see you soon.
Okay, see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. We are back, and right now we are with one of the premier growers, premier characters in cannabis in Sonoma County, Mike Harden from Sonoma Hills Farm. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks. Great to be here. Appreciate it.
I've known about you not only just from the gals at Green Bee Botanicals, but so many other people in Sonoma County. You're known for your terroir. You're known for your farm. You're known for all your regenerative practices. You're just known, man.
I appreciate that. The team has been grinding on this for 7 years now, and everybody gave up their legacy grows. Joyce had won an Emerald Cup before. Aaron had amazing grows in Napa and was selling in the top shelf in all the stores in the city, top shelf in the Apothecarium. And and Sam loved weed so much he went down to Humboldt State and got his degree in botany and sustainable ag. Made his own weed degree 20-something years ago and was shepherding OG for the original OG strain for a long time in the city and here in San Francisco, and bred, is responsible for breeding our famous house strain Pink Jesus, which he came up with 7-8 years ago and been shepherding.
Love the Pink Jesus. Everybody does. I know it's a very big fan favorite for anybody in cannabis. Now, you came out of the French Laundry School of Thought, didn't you?
Yeah, so that's our head of cultivation, Aaron Kiefer. So Aaron worked at the French Laundry for 10 years as the culinary gardener. So he was a grower as well, but his day job was running the fanciest garden in the world. And he had an amazing experience, got to meet people from all over the world. When Michelle Obama wants to come and put a garden at the White House, she comes and tours, these beautiful gardens. So because of that, we've got some amazing heirloom strains of not just cannabis, but of some vegetables. Aaron went around the world, went to Oaxaca and brought back Oaxacan chili peppers that we had to grow to seed the first year. And then, now we've got enough to grow. Just all these amazing varietals that you can just taste the difference, 5 different kinds of strawberries. And when you start putting that same intention into cannabis and into hemp, which we also grow, you can really pop some flavors and experience and express that terroir. And you can,
Okay. Well, Ripley's Believe It or Not, we are with Clara Ripley she is a chief fabricator at The Galley. Welcome to Dazed and Infused, Clara. Clara, tell me about what you do at the Galley, what the Galley does.
Yeah, we help companies bring to life their products that they want to launch in the market, and we do lots of manufacturing, product development, and we build out SOPs and recipes for people all the time.
Like a product like Shuggies?
Heck yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Actually, the Galley is my new manufacturer, and Clara is taking the lead on that one. And we will be packaging up our next run next week. Clara, what does the Galley specialize in, and what are you doing going forward with this year?
Yeah, we're trying to focus mostly right now on doing gummies, chocolates, and baked goods. But we really try our best to bring anything to life. Any idea that anybody has, they can bring it to us, and we'll try our best to get it out there.
That's right. And Annie, who is the head of the Galley, has done an amazing job. And now they're basically in cahoots with the People's Ecosystem, right?
Yes, that's right. We have partnered with them. They're a really great equity company, I guess. Yeah, so it's really awesome to partner with them and have even more women joining our team.
Yeah, they're a women-centric team over there. They do an amazing job. And talk about survivors. This group has done an amazing job in survivorship, I have to say, because during the extinction event that we've all suffered from, they've stood proud, and they're carrying on into 2024.
Oh, we're trying our hardest.
You got it, Clara. Clara, I call Clara the Great Chameleon because when I see her at the place, at the Galley, she's got her mask on, her hairnet, everything else, and look, she's all done up tonight, looking good.
I try my best for the events, you know.
That's sweet. Well, Clara, what do you think about 2024? What the trend is? Are there trends? What do you think?
I think that I'm really excited to say I see people starting to kind of stray away from calling things indica and sativa, which I'm very excited about, focusing more on terpene profiles and things like that. I think that we're just really getting to a place where the consumer is a lot more educated, and so it's a lot easier to bring those types of things that are more terpene focused to market instead of just worrying about THC all the time.
Yeah, so full spectrum and rosins are big. I've noticed that not only here but at Hall of Flowers, rosins rule.
Oh yeah, and I mean it tastes great. It has just better effects for everybody, so it's all around better for the environment, better for the growers, better for everybody, so it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a holistic approach. So all of you guys out there who are watching right now, and you keep thinking it's potency, this is 55, this is 60, that's bullshit. I'm going to call it right here, Clara.
Oh yeah, I've been smoking weed for over 10 years. I smoke every single day. I've never taken a tolerance break. I don't look at THC percentage at all when I'm buying flower. Yeah,
some of the best weed I've had has been 15 to 18%, and just because of the entourage effect of the terpenes, how it was grown, the terroir, everything has a lot to do with it. So please, everybody, stop pounding the potency.
Yeah, plus everybody is different. You know, you got to try and see what you like, really is what it's all about. Figure out the strains that you gravitate more towards and things like that, I think is what people really need to focus on instead of just what's the highest THC for the cheapest price.
Right on. Thanks, Claire. I appreciate you coming by today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of the night. It's going to get off to a hoof start dance off pretty soon here, I'm sure, and it's gonna get crazy. The awards are just wrapping up. We just saw Mila Jensen get her Lifetime Achievement Award for the Willie Nelson Award. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was great to see. Yeah.
How can people find you or the Galley?
Oh yeah, I'm Smoking Mermaid on Instagram, and the Galley, I believe, is just the Galley SR on Instagram as well. And there's ways to contact Annie from there, so you can reach out to us if you have any products you want to bring out.
Those guys do a great job. So if you're looking to get a product to market, look at the Galley in Santa Rosa, and that's at the Galley SR in Santa Rosa. Thanks, and we'll be back with more guests all night. Okay, and we're back as promised with Lance Lambert from Chirplock. Lance, I was introduced to your company by a good friend of mine, Bill Rafferty, and he told me all about your product. It was amazing. Why don't you tell the people here on Instagram live what you do and what Chirplock's all about?
Yeah, so Terplock, we came up with the technology. We're actually grow bags, but our technology is called Terplock, and it pretty much, you can compare it to someone inventing the dishwasher or the washing machine when you've been doing all that stuff by hand. So essentially what we do is we create the perfect climate in flexo packaging. So it creates a perfect ambient between 58 and 62% RH, but antimicrobial, anti-static, anti-UV. So again, just that perfect environment. I love it as a grower because you can auto-cure in it, and then you can age it, you can store it, but it maintains
all in the bag?
On the bag, on the bag. Something glass can't do. Like, sorry, I'm an old school NorCal guy. I grew up mason jars and all the rest of it. It just
burping the shit out of them.
Just burping. I mean, that's a thing too, because growing's only half the battle, right?
Oh, yeah.
drying it right, trimming it right, curing it right. You're spending 2 or 3 weeks burping jars and babysitting them. You don't need to anymore. You put them in the bag, set it, forget it.
So technology-wise, is it something analogous to like a Gore-Tex?
Yes, actually. That's a way it's been exampled before. The way that I kind of explained it metaphorically, because people don't really think about this, but you go into a grocery store and you get a bag of fresh cut lettuce and cucumber, and it's all in this bag already cut. And it just baffles me. Nobody questions how that is, because
right.
you know if you put it in, you cut all that up, put it in your fridge, it's going to wilt and be yellow the next day.
Yeah.
And that similar kind of approach towards the physiology of that plant matter, that biomass as we call it, that's where the technology focuses, and we did the same thing for cannabis.
I always thought that was caused by like a slight injection of argon or nitrogen. Is that not right?
Everyone thinks that's exactly it. Everyone thinks that you do an oxygen flush, and you're right, the two easiest to do are nitro or argon. But no, that's not it at all. It's just the actual packaging that they use. You'll notice it's a different kind of plastic than your typical packaging.
Okay, cool. And then you're all across the United States and Europe, right?
Yes, yeah, we are, and that's part of the reason I came on to head up marketing here at Grove Bags was for international expansion. So we're in 56 countries now. We just got back. We did a tour over in Europe for Cannabis recently, but before that we were in Thailand, planting seeds there, Costa Rica, and as far south as Santiago, Chile. So we're all over.
That's my family's homeland, Santiago, Chile. Shout out to you in Santiago if you're watching right now. So for 2023, 2024, there's been a lot of changes in the cannabis business in particular, but your reach is far beyond that. But in the cannabis industry, where do you think you're looking at going business-wise and the industry itself?
Yeah, so business-wise, we definitely have some things, Event Horizon. One thing I'm a fan of, and it's a kind of an ideology we applied when I worked at Weed Maps, was always staying 4 steps ahead of the competition. So that's exactly what we're doing. We've got some phenomenal technology in the works, not only for cannabis, but also in the psilocybin space, which is pretty dope.
Psilocybin, you hear it here.
Yep, so something we're getting into. Another thing, and again, myself being a kid that grew up with hippies in Northern California, we're going even above and beyond recyclable and upcycling like we're already doing with our current products, something that could be as radical as maybe biodegradable or...
No shit. I love that. That is amazing because, man, I'm a fastidious freak in my house, and I get a lot of shit from my daughter and my wife about Ziploc bags. If I don't use the Ziploc bag 22 times, I want to kill somebody. I mean, honestly.
That's an interesting thing. I explain that to a lot of people. The mentality a lot of folks have is, well, glass is better, glass is recyclable. It's not the perfect vessel for cannabis, first off. The second off, glass is actually worse to the environment than flexo packaging like we have. So with glass, the carbon footprint from creating the glass in the lid, but the carbon footprint that it takes to actually recycle glass.
How about transport? How about transport and extra weight on the road? Yeah.
And we're doing an audit right now comparing the weight on the road with flexo versus glass.
That's definitely something that people don't consider is when you're making a drink, for instance, and you have a choice between glass and you have or aluminum, and you're choosing glass. Okay, your weight factor, I was in the booze business and the wine business.
You know.
Your weight factor is amazing. It's just so much higher. Your transport costs are huge. Your wastage factor is huge compared to aluminum, which is truly recyclable. Glass goes into roads now. I mean, all across the EU, they're putting into roads and bricks and stuff. So I get it, and God bless you for trying to get this thing where it's super eco-friendly. I love that.
Yeah, it's actually what we want to do. But we are promoting upcycling because, to your point, and I'm with the ladies in your house. That's the same mentality people should have is you can upcycle. Our zips are good for up to 100 pulls, so you can use this bag over and over and over again. Even on the back end, you clean it. I mean, rather use an ISO wash down or a detergent, or if you're using it on the same cultivar, you can use the bags over and over again. We don't recommend throwing away. There is no way. This earth has one place for it to go, and it's here. So
yeah, I mean, that is a good point. Where the fuck is this going to go? You can't shoot it to Mars.
No. And then the business, you're asking where business is going. A lot of people domestically, because things have been, we're in a third reset. You know, I've been in the industry, the legal industry now for a decade, and we're going through a reset. That's true. So things are a little bit tough right now. But people are saying, as we get closer to the back end of the year, things are going to improve. And I agree with that. The market's starting to kind of come around a little bit here, at least in our home state.
Well, you know, is what I saw at Hall of Flowers last week and what I'm seeing here. I don't even Hall of Flowers last week or the week before. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was last week. Literally, yeah.
It's all a blur. But, you know, is there's a core, and the core is coming back together.
Yeah.
And we are talking about, like, the original OG players are still here. I'm seeing them everywhere today and tonight, and it's really encouraging because it's coming back to basics. The big budgets are gone. The get-rich-quick kids are out of it. So,
good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's something that, and I was just talking to a good friend of mine, Greg Welch, Cannabiscapes, great guy. We have a similar ideology towards the industry and the community, and we both believe in community first, corporate second. And that's why I love working for a privately owned company that was started by a grower in the cannabis space. But that's the thing that's happening is there's a micro macro scenario. I tell people Canada and California have more than just an abbreviation in common. This happened in Canada where you had the LPs.
Oh yeah.
Right? They're supplying approximately 70% of all the flower when they legalized October 17th of 2018. Now fast forward to as of January this year, I was just up in Liftico speaking up there, and one of the guys that's with the small, essentially what they consider craft is 200 as far as human capital, FTEs or less, which is big. I know it's not where we're from. But now they supply 70%. So it flips. So all of a sudden you have the consumer that they're I mean, it's pretty simple. We do this everywhere. But they're voting by wallet.
Yep.
And they are voting on the quality flower that's coming from these craft growers. And the same thing's going to happen in California.
And with the exit of a certain player in the market, you know who you are. It has become very, very clear that the fight to the bottom is not the fight. And it really, putting shit in the market, putting shit in people's lungs, that's not what it's all about.
No, that's very true. And that's, you hear the passion in this room. And there's some people, I'm like I came tonight with Ed Rosenthal and Jane, and there's some OGs here, and those are definitely the ones I want to respect. But the younger generation, and I can say this because I'm almost 50, the younger ones are doing what I was doing back then, and they're so proud of it, and they're so gung-ho with it. And they know that in order for cannabis to be successful, it has to come from people who have passion, like individuals here.
Absolutely.
It always starts with the passion. If you don't love the plant, then what are you doing?
And I've noticed, you know, in all the players I know, whether it's Jesse Roberson from Sticky Fields or any of these myriad people here, Guild Extracts, if you don't have a little bit of a beat-down look in your eye, you haven't been there.
Yeah, it's exactly true. And these people have. I mean, we've seen ebbs and flows. The ones who came from, like where I came from back in the 90s, the heydays, the 2000s, you know, things kind of turned in 2006. The people who came from that era, they are hurt because they know what their flower is worth and they used to get it.
Yeah.
Right? They used to get all the money. Now, in order for you to get 5 or 6K a pack, you got to ship it over to Europe. You got to ship it over to Asia. And that's not something that's legal, let alone something you should do.
No. But it happens every day.
It does.
A lot.
Yes.
Lance, so we've had Lance from Turplock on. Thank you for telling us about the product. It's amazing. Can the general public buy Turplock?
Yes, definitely so. We aren't a big fan of big corporations, so
where do you find it?
That big company, it starts with A and ends with N and has a exuberant amount of market share. We don't so much play there. You can buy direct. So you can go to growbags.com, and we have everything from a gram to technically a 250-pound super sack at one point, but a gram to 10 pounds. So
that's a lot of turkeys.
That is a lot of turkey. So we have the larger ones for the back end, but we have some phenomenal and limited runs, you guys. If you're fans of like Mossy Giant, the artist, Cannabiscapes, the artist, we sell them. We also just dropped a collab with Hero Grown, which is a non-for-profit 501c3 for Vietnam vets. We have a limited edition bag where we give 25% of the profits back to that organization. So we have some great products you can buy direct on our site.
Right on. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate you being here, and best of luck to you. It doesn't sound like you need much, but congrats, man.
Thanks,
and we'll be back in about 2 seconds, probably with another guest here on Dazed and Infused. Here to Emerald Cup with Aaron from Sonoma Hills Farm.
How you doing? Oh, I'm doing great tonight.
Yeah, we had Mike on earlier. So, are you enjoying the evening?
Oh man, I love seeing all the new innovations. The CO2 dried category that won the best innovation this year, I thought was my highlight for the night. Other than that, I can't wait to smoke all the good flower that's been shown. Nice.
Now, you guys, do you take a first or a second tonight? I thought you did.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, I thought you did. I'm sorry. Well, sorry, Mike. Sorry,
you know
Mike.
what? It might take 13 years, but we'll be there. So
that's good. Well, your practices. We talked to Mike earlier about what your practices are at the farm and how dynamic you guys are. It's pretty incredible, and my hat's off to you. So it's really cool that you guys are continuing your practices. Is there anything you can shout out to the people at home about shopping for weed? What they should look like from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. If you go to Whole Foods or you go to your local store and you buy organic and you pay that extra money for organic, do the same with your cannabis because you're putting this in your body. It's no different from food. It's just a plant.
Now, how about the old story about potency that's been so prevalent for the last year? It makes me crazy.
Potency is just one part of the equation, for real. You know, you need the terpenes, and truly sun-grown has another dimension beyond indoor as well.
Yeah.
And I love my indoor, but sun-grown is organic. That's where it's at.
Yeah, and nothing spreads pollen and, really gets things going like bees and natural things.
Absolutely. And that's why we have a biodiverse farm. We grow about a quarter acre of flowers. We have some beautiful animals. We have megalitza pigs. We have highland cattle. We have about 3 acres of hemp, too. And we've even dry farmed polenta and potatoes out there.
So this goes back to what Mike and I were talking about earlier about the heritage of Alice Waters, the heritage of that farm fresh, and this goes back, and if you follow that ethos, you know who Alice Waters is, and the founder of the California culinary movement, basically. Farm fresh is where it's at, and that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, Alice always said, "What is a farmer?" And she said, "If you have one peach tree in your backyard, you're a farmer." So I celebrate everybody here tonight who's a farmer because they farm cannabis, whether it's indoors or outdoors. I'm excited for everything that was winning tonight. I'm going to smoke it all.
That sounds great. Thanks very much for being here, brother. I appreciate it. We're back at Emerald Cup and with our old friend Ryan Miller. Ryan, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been too long, so really glad to be here. Good to see you again. And this shirt is fantastic.
Well, thank you, man. It's a party shirt. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So you tell me you're rebranding. What's going on?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in my 10th year of Compassion, and it's been a long journey, and this community has been everything to our platform and to our model. And so I've matured a bit in my advocacy. So
you can feel it tonight, can't you?
It's powerful, and it's so many familiar faces. Like, I started at Harborside Health Center in the veteran world. BPG was my first access to regulated cannabis.
Yeah.
And so I started with Harborside Heroes, left Harborside, that became Operation EVAC, educating veterans about cannabis.
I remember, and it's been on this channel before.
Thank you. Yeah, I've provided 1,400 now social support groups in my 10th year. I'm a graduate student at Golden Gate University studying psychology counseling. I'm a marriage and family therapist intern now. And so I'm also intend to pursue psychedelic assisted therapy. But so, some of the feedback that I've gotten from these Emerald Triangle farmers, these generous donors of ours, is the helicopter in our logo is activating.
A little aggressive?
Absolutely. And also in my activism space, in the anti-war movement, it's also a symbol of militarism and of violence. And so I definitely...
And from the old school guys, it reminds them of camp. And, when the helicopters dropped in on people harvesting and rousted everybody in Humboldt County. So I get it.
Exactly right. And so my intention is to demilitarize. Compassionate Veterans is the new brand moving forward.
The new mantra.
And it came to me during a 10-day silent Vipassana meditation retreat.
Wow.
So I had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time to meditate on this. And so what I do want to hope to kind of prevent, which is an unintended outcome of compassion in the veteran space, is hero worship, veteran entitlement, veteran exceptionalism. These are things that actually cause harm because they perpetuate the war machine.
They're also ego-driven, and ego-driven things are never very good for society in general.
Well, and this country is built on settler colonial violence. And so, the more that veterans can really acknowledge that and like reckon with it and reconcile, I think that's where we really get movement on the moral injury recovery of our actions.
So, since I've met you, and that was many years ago now, 5 years ago plus, you've taken a very strong personal journey, and you've discovered a lot about yourself. You've always been into psychiatry, psychology, health awareness, veterans causes, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, the arc is like one of typical, cannabis arc where, everybody's learning something new every day. And I think that's the mark of the cannabis business, is that nothing is sacred, nothing is forever, nothing is cast in stone. Everybody morphs and everybody changes a little bit.
Yes.
So it's an amazing thing that you're going through your journey. The business itself is going through a journey, and it's kind of cool in a way. For a while there, I hated it.
Yeah.
But it's starting to really come back, and I dig it.
Hated what specifically?
I hated the fact that a lot of people were in it for the wrong reasons. I've always been into compassionate care. I attribute cannabis for saving part of me and letting me deal with an unstable, violent, at times, family life. And, it wasn't severe like a lot of people, so I don't want to toot my horn, but,
Don't discount it either.
No, but it was one of those things where it was the threat was there sometimes, But thankfully, in my life, that person, we came to grips and we talked it out, which is powerful. And so that's like, this business means that to me, too. It's just like, when I talk to investors in my company, right, I'm just like, things are changing every day, man. Every day things change, and so I'm rolling with the punches, and that's what everybody in this room is doing. You too, bro.
Absolutely, and like COVID has taught us that, right? We got to roll with the punches.
Absolutely.
We switched from meeting, 3 times a week in person all over the Northern California to switching to Zoom. But it's also been great because we've expanded our footprint to troops from New York. We got a list, like Arkansas, Texas. We went international recently. We had a Canadian troop that logged in. We have an active duty Marine Corps infantryman, so we've actually infiltrated active duty now also.
Active duty? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and for this kind of
anonymously, or are they out, so to speak?
I definitely encourage him to protect his career. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Cool. I get it.
Absolutely.
I got no problem with that. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Protect his benefits, because they want to deny and all that. So
bullshit. So what is the new project? Are you ready to say?
Yo, thank you. We do 3 social support groups every week on Zoom. Monday night is set goals for the week and have supportive accountability. Wednesdays is informal, brave space for vulnerability.
Right.
And then Saturday morning is what we did pre-COVID, where I introduced a discussion topic and folks respond to it. And at the end of every session, Jane Leonard, who is a iRest Yoga Nidra meditation practitioner.
Yeah.
We used to operate pre-COVID with a recording on a Bluetooth speaker. Now she's live every time. It's amazing. And our plant medicine portfolio has expanded. So three support groups every week, right? 4 times a year, veterans are going to get their maximum daily limit, which is the equivalent of 8 ounces. Right? However, we're going to do community service at each of these distributions to avoid the unintended outcome of veteran exceptionalism, veteran entitlement, right? And this is the best part. The intended beneficiaries, the goal in the future, is that refugees and victims of American militarism are the beneficiaries of our community service.
It's so funny that you said that. It's not funny, but it's just, kind of takes me back to a conversation I had this morning with Mila, the winner of the Willie Nelson Award. When I was interviewing her, and after the interview, we said, I was looking at this beautiful book that she has about Afghanistan and her learning about hash in Afghanistan. And I said to her, it's really unfortunate that everybody has decided to rat fuck Afghanistan. It has never stopped, and I don't know if it will ever stop. It just seems to be the target of everyone. I mean, the French, the English, the Russians, the Americans. I mean, it's just insanity.
Yes.
When will it ever end? And you look at this book, and they're peaceful people. It looks like. I'm sure there is Islamic extremism. There's bullshit here too, though.
Christian extremism.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of bullshit that happens in this world, and it's very unfortunate that I'm enjoying this great book with Mila, and we just see these wonderful people, you know? And so I get your refugee outreach, and that's really cool. Powerful. Does it have a name yet?
Compassionate Veterans.
Compassionate Veterans.
The motto, promoting peace from within. Because the best possible way to serve veterans is to stop creating them.
Right. And, you know, the war machine, I have to say, just as this current thing that we're not involved in, which is another line of bullshit, we are involved in it. And whether or not you want to acknowledge that, all you people at home or not, we are involved in this conflict between Russia and the Ukraine. And it's a deep subject, and we can go into that another podcast another time. But it's like the militarism has to stop.
Capitalist, imperialist, white supremacist, patriarchy, state violence.
Yeah, it's deep.
And it's nothing to like... There is no flag large enough to cover the shame of killing innocent people.
God bless you.
Howard Zinn.
Yeah, God bless you. So, how can people find you, and how can veterans and refugees find you and identify with what your cause is now?
Keep an eye out for Compassionate Veterans on all the platforms. And, like, really, I'm so glad you asked, because I need help. Like, I need support. Like, this community that's been really helpful, I have trouble, like, asking. That's kind of something that, and it's been so abundant. People are so generous, right? But I'm going to need you for, like, startup.
So, if you're a veteran out there, or you're a refugee and you've done well by the, you know, what this country does offer, get in touch with Ryan. Ryan, where can people find you?
Instagram at USMC Vet, Uniform Sierra, Mike, Charlie, Victor, Echo Tango.
Okay, that's military speak. I don't know what that means, but that's great. But you can find him, Ryan Miller, and he formerly was a Project Evac, and now he's moving into a lot of new places. Ryan, it's a pleasure to see you again, man. It's really a good thing. Give you a hug, bro. And we're back. We're back here. And we've got a very special guest, someone who carries Shuggies, my brand, at Sesame Creek. Welcome, Chelsea.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing great, and this has been a great event so far. This place is jam-packed, and it's looking really fun. And you're up for an award tonight, right?
I am. We are finalists in the category for Best Dispensary in Southern California. We're stoked.
That is a rare thing and amazing thing, because you are in Ojai, California, one of the most beautiful places in California, a place where my sister went to high school, and it's an amazing place. So kudos to you, and I love Ojai, so you're so lucky.
I am. I'm super lucky, and it's a pleasure also to be up here with the farmers. Oh, you know, cultivation is banned in our county outdoors. You have to be in a greenhouse that's kind of structured for corporate weed, so it's kind of a nice treat to come up here and actually interact with real farmers.
Yeah, no kidding. Ventura County prevents you growing outdoors, correct?
Cannabis, yeah.
That's ridiculous. In the land of the avocado, you can't grow weed.
No, not commercially. Of course, you got your home grow rights, which are often trod upon too. But yeah, we're pushing against all that. But right now, we're just here to celebrate the farmers up here, which is where they're really growing the amazing regenerative sun-grown. Yeah.
Super cool. And Chelsea is the 100% owner of Sesame Creek, one of the best dispensaries. And I'm not just saying that because my product's in there. It's because they care. And the level of care from Michelle, the CMO, to everyone else, they really have treated me very well every time I visit down there, and they carry my product proudly, which I love. Thank you very much, Chelsea.
We only carry the best, you know. You had to pass a very strict scorecard. We grade. There's like a 20-point system to get in our store.
Wow, I feel very privileged now. Wow, now you make me feel special. Thank you, Chelsea.
No, we're really happy to have you, and happy to be here, and yeah.
So if you guys are in the Ojai area, Ventura area, and you're getting up to Ojai, go by and see Sesame Creek, one of the OG players in the market up there, and visit Ojai, for God's sake. It's beautiful and you can't go wrong. So Chelsea, thanks very much and congratulations, and I hope you win tonight. Come by if you're a big winner.
Thank you.
Maybe after a couple of drinks we'll get you the real deal out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Chelsea.
It won't take that much to get the real deal.
All right. Well, have fun, and we'll be back here all night at the Emerald Cup 2023 Awards.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're coming at you live yet again from the Emerald Cup 2023 Awards, and we're with Sunny from Hellman Valley Growers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pretty loud right now, so it's hard to hear, but what does Hellman Valley have in the show tonight, and what awards are you up for?
So we entered into the distillate cart competition, and we have our Afghanimal, which is the flagship of our brand.
Afghanimal, gotta love that name. Is that a cross?
It is. It's a cross between Afghani and animal cookies.
Okay, and most of your profits, or all of your profits after expenses, go to veteran affairs?
Yes, 100% of our profits funds our nonprofit arm called Battle Brothers, and we are only existing in order to create veteran research that proves that this is medicine and should be available through the VA.
God bless you, and I'm really aligned with so many people in the veteran community, whether it's Weed for Warriors or any other group that is reaching out to veterans and trying to get this delicious flower that we all have rescheduled into a real thing that people can utilize. So for 2023, 2024, what's your outlook for the cannabis industry? It looks like people are getting serious again. It's really a nice thing to see.
There are a lot of cultivation licenses that aren't up for renewal, so I think the majority of all of our efforts needs to be on creating a business landscape that supports small entrepreneurship.
45% of all licenses for cultivation did not get renewed this year, and up to 75% of brands now don't exist.
What I heard recently is about only 3% are actually showing profitability right now, and there's no lack of talent or intelligence in cannabis, but what we need is a favorable business environment.
Yeah, and what we're seeing, whether it was Hall of Flowers last week or whether it's this event, I think you're seeing a lot of the fluff has gone out of cannabis, and a lot of the people who should be in cannabis are here right now. And what I was saying to a couple of guests is the core is back.
That's exactly how I feel. There have been a lot of big players that came in with a bunch of money thinking that it was cannibalism at all costs, and now they've run out of money. But the real community is now here and ready to thrive in the way that we should always be, the way that we always should have.
Yeah, I think we all know who that cheap vape cart company was, and they're gone. Thank God, and good riddance.
I agree. 100%.
We won't mention their name. They don't need any press, but they're gone. California's better without them. Anyway, so again, what is the strain you're up for?
Afghanimal.
Afghanimal. And have you won here at Emerald Cup before?
This is our very first time entering, so we're very excited to be here.
That's amazing. So I wish you good luck. If you are a winner, come back and strut your stuff.
I look forward to having that opportunity.
Thanks so much, Sunny, from Hellman Valley Growers. So nice to have you here. And we'll be back all night here from Craneway Pavillion in Richmond, California for Emerald Cup 2023. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, we are back, and we are with Wayne Justman, the first medical marijuana participant, I guess you say, right, Wayne?
The first recipient of a medical cannabis card in the state of California in the year 2000, which is actually the state of the United States of America.
And who gave you that? Who gave you the card when you got it?
The Department of Public Health of the state of California, the Department of Public Health of San Francisco, to the state of Public Health.
Amazing. And it's so nice to see you here. We've met before on different occasions, and it's just great to see you back here. Your story is amazing. Have you been a Bay Area resident your whole life?
No, I'm a farm boy. When I grew up, when I'm born and raised, looking down my bedroom window, cows grazing and corn growing. So I'm a graduate of Dubuque Senior High School. Went to the University of Northern Iowa where I got a degree. Spent about 17 or 18 years in Chicago. Went to Washington, D.C., worked with Marriott Corporation for a couple of years. Wanted to learn a bit about business. And then in 1987 came out here to California.
Well, God bless you. That's a typical path for so many people in the Bay Area.
Well, I was glad for it because it gives a mixture of my background, et cetera, et cetera. You know?
Well, my family's from Fort Dodge, Iowa, the Woodwards. Fort Dodge?
Yes, and also, too, from what I understand, DeSantis and Trump are supposed to be in Iowa today.
Oh, holy moly.
Des Moines and Sioux City, I believe, is where they're going to be.
Well, that's going to be an interesting ride for everyone, I'm sure.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Very
Well,
much so.
it's great to be here. Are you up for any awards this year, or just coming as a
I'm
participant?
coming here to participate. I think the Blakes have done a great job.
Yeah.
And this
Tim-
Emerald Cup is such a wonderful event to a supporter. I look around and I see so many of my friends out here, people I haven't seen for a while.
It's pretty
Especially
amazing.
you. I haven't seen you for a minute. We're good. So that's
It's
good.
been 3 years, I think, right?
Please, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's great, and come on by. I'll give you a little sugies in your cocktail when you're ready.
I certainly will.
Enjoy the show, Wayne. Thanks for coming by,
My
and
pleasure as
say
well.
hi to everyone on Instagram out there.
My pleasure. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, and that was Wayne, the original medical card recipient in the state of California. Thanks again for coming by.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that's it for this week, and I hope you enjoyed this broadcast from the Richmond Craneway Pavillion in Richmond, California, celebrating the Emerald Cup Award ceremony. It's great to hear from all these interesting and diverse people in the cannabis field. As always, this show is brought to you by Shoogies, SHOOGIES. Find us at shoogies.com, the true infused concentrate. Look for us at a dispensary near you. Until next time, thanks for being here at Dazed and Infused.